So if you ever wonder how people are able to get all these dining reservations, this is the video for you. So in today's video, I'm hoping that I'm able to show you how I'm able to get dining reservations for me and my toddler for our trips when we go to Disney World. So go ahead and grab yourself a cup of coffee, tea, water, wine, whatever you, wherever you find yourself drinking at this time of day whenever you're watching the video, and let's just jump right in. I've got my dog laying right next to me. He wants to learn because unfortunately we never bring him to Disney. All right, so the last two trips I've been wanting to formulate a video for you guys to show you how I'm able to snag these reservations, but unfortunately, because the last two trips I booked have been so last minute. Matter of fact, the last trip we went on, I literally booked it, I think like a week or two before we left. That's what happens. We are very fortunate to live in New Jersey, where we have wide abundance of airports. We have Newark, JFK, LaGuardia. You know, generally I do fly out of Newark, but we get some really great deals. So on our last trip, I was able to snag some great flight prices for like $40 each way. So I saw that and jumped on it, and I told my husband, like, listen, we gotta go. If you're not aware, when you make your dining reservations, if you're staying on Disney property, 60 days before your trip, you are able to book dining reservations or other reservations such as like Magical Extras, Bippity Boppity Boutique, things like that. Because the last two trips have been booked so last minute, I was not able to take advantage and get like great, this highly coveted reservations. So, if you stick around to the end of the video, I'm going to show you what you can do if you find yourself in a similar predicament, or maybe you tried the steps I was going to show you and maybe you still were missing some of the reservations that you kind of wanted to get. I'm going to give you a couple ideas for later on what you could do to snag those. But first, welcome. If you're new here, my name is Lauren. I have a 2-year-old daughter named Lucia. I am not a travel agent, so full disclosure, this video is not sponsored by anybody. I'm just a Disney loving mom that loves to bring my toddler to Disney. My husband joins us maybe once a year, maybe less. Generally, it's just me doing solo trips with my 2-year-old. So if that's the kind of content you're into, stick around and join our internet fam and follow along for all of our adventures. All right, let's get back to the video. So right with the days leading up to my 60-day window, we're talking like 65 plus days, I'm gonna have a pretty good idea of where I'm staying, and you know, also you should probably also. If you are new to my channel, or if you're familiar with my channel, I love to do split stays. One of the reasons why I love to do split stays is because it gives me a chance to experience different hotels that I've not been able to. So I'm able to stay at, you know, different experiences, different restaurants and all of that, in different proximity to the parks for each trip. Another great reason why I like to do the split stays is because it does save me a lot of money if I do it correctly. So, you know, generally I'll try to switch it up and throw in like a value resort at the beginning of my trip, and then toward the end of my trip I'll try to do something like a moderate or a deluxe, and that's going to bring me closer to the park. So that's kind of the tactic of what I've been doing lately. Now, why am I telling you this? Okay, this is very important because if you're new to Disney, or maybe you're one of those people that it sounds intriguing what I'm doing, I'm going to tell you the one downside of doing a split stay. So, like I mentioned, 60 days before your trip, the dining reservations are going to open up. Now, if you're staying like 7 or 8 days and you're staying in one hotel, this is going to be great for you, and it's gonna be so easy, hopefully, cross your fingers, to get those dining reservations. Now, with the split stay, the problem is that you are kind of bound to the days that the 60 days of your current reservation. So they're not gonna look and say, hey, she's staying at the Contemporary for these 3 days, and then she's switching over and going to All Stars or whatever for the next 3 days or whatever. They're only gonna initially show you your availability to book for those first days, 2-3 days, or whatever is the time frame of the first trip that you're booking. So this is the predicament that I find myself in for this. So while I am now for this trip booking 60 days out, and I know that we're going in June, and I know which hotels we're staying at, that is the problem. So in this video, I've actually, this is future me, because I've already filmed, and which I'll get into and show you the live me trying to book dining reservations at 6 in the morning. It was honestly just too chaotic and stressful. I had to go back and refilm. So that's what I'm doing now. You're gonna see that I'm literally only booking for the first 2 days, and then I've got to wake up and do it over for again the next day and again the next day. Now that might not be something you have any interest in doing, and that's totally okay. Everyone can make their Disney trip however they want to make it. This is just how I like to do Disney. It might be crazy and chaotic and give you anxiety, and if that's like something that you worry about, one thing I would highly suggest is for you to book Disney, especially if you've never been to Disney before. I really would advise you to use a travel agent for Disney. It's completely free. Most all Disney travel agents do, they get their commission based on your trip, not, you don't have to pay a booking fee. So if you're looking to book a certain hotel or days or whatever, why don't you use their service, because it's gonna make your life a lot easier. Now, if you've done Disney before and you feel comfortable and you don't feel like working with the agent because maybe in the past you got burned and you didn't go with a great agent, then, you know, stick around. Maybe I'll throw in some tips that you don't know of. All right, so how I briefly mentioned before, so let's say you are on a 7-day trip to make life easier for yourself. So what you're gonna do is you're going to take the most desirable reservations that you're looking for, and not only the most desirable for you, but also you need to know like what are like the highly coveted restaurants that everyone else is booking, and you're gonna want to try to get those. You're gonna prioritize those first. So generally what I do is I have a calendar for the week. You could just print one off your desktop, and you're gonna write which hotels you're staying at, or the one hotel you're staying at. That's usually what I do. And you're gonna keep it next to you, and you're gonna go through toward the last day or the second to last day, depending on when you think you're flying out, and you're gonna start booking those days, and you're gonna work your way to the front. Another strategy that you can do is if you're going with your spouse or a friend or anyone, they also can log in at 6 in the morning. And this is Eastern time, by the way. They also are able to log in. So about a year ago, we did this strategy. I went with my husband, my daughter, my mom and dad, and my sister, her husband, and their 3 kids. So we all stayed in 3 different hotels, but we all were logging in at the same time, and we had like a little family meeting like the weeks leading up to this on where we think we wanted to go to eat and do the different dining reservations. And for 6 o'clock, we all broke out. Like we took, like my mom, she was like, okay, we want to go to the Irish restaurant over in Disney Springs. Totally blanking on the name right now. Maybe I'll remember, I'll insert it in the video. But so that was one that she was in charge of, Raglan Road, there we go. So my mom really wanted to go, my parents love Raglan Road over in Disney Springs. So we gave my mom that assignment. So she was logging in at 6 under her account, and she was getting reservation for all of us under her account, and she can you can go back and link it later. Now, my sister was getting us, she was doing the Bippity Boppity Boutique for my nieces, and she also got me the Harmony Barbershop for my daughter for her first haircut, and I think she got me the Topolinos also. I forgot what I was in charge of, but I got something. So yeah, that's another great tactic if you're going with family. Divvy up the restaurants and have a little meeting like the days or weeks leading up to your 60-day window, and split it out, because it's going to be easier for you to get everything you want. So if you don't go to Disney that often and you're looking for some suggestions of some dining reservation for you or your family, perhaps like what are the best character dining you should try to score, leave a note down below in the comments, and I will get back to you with what I think my personal favorites are, and I can also give you some of the pros pros and cons of each. I've pretty much been to all of the character dining at this point except for 1900 Park Fair, which I'm planning to go on this trip. Hopefully I could get the reservation for that. And also the other one that I haven't ate at before is the Garden Grill over at Epcot. But other than that, I think I've ate at pretty much every other dining character dining there is to see as of this moment that I'm filming this video. If you're enjoying today's content so far, please do me a favor and give me a like. It really does help to support the channel. Now let's get back into the video. Okay, so you got your restaurants of where you want to go, or maybe some of your other extras of other things that you want to book. So you're gonna have those written down, and what I like to do is I like to put them on a calendar, or like a planner of some sort. I'm using the one that I got from another YouTuber, Pixie Dusted Mom. She's got this great wish list, and so I have come up with the dates that I'm going and where I'm staying, and then the tentative restaurants of what I want to do. And you're gonna book the most popular restaurants first. This could be like Topolino's, other character dining like Chef Mickey's, or all the character dining is the main one you want to go for first. Those are the most like highly coveted, so that's what I'm going to primarily focus on. And we have some new restaurants opening up. I really want to check out the 1900 Park Fair. That is going to be toward the tail end of my trip, because at the tail end of my trip I'm going to have access to the boat and the Skyliner, so I got to figure out what day I want to do that, so I don't have to take the bus over there. I've been to pretty much almost every character dining except for this new one, 19 Park Fair. It hasn't opened since pre-COVID, and we did not go there in previous days, so that's another reason why I'm trying to go there. I also haven't done, I think there's the Garden Grill. That's the only other character dining that I don't think I've been on. All right, so what do you want to do next? So you have your dining, you have your calendar. Now you're getting ready to log in. So what you want to do is, like I said, 60 days out before your trip, you're going to get I log in on both my laptop and my phone, and you're going to want to pull up the world clock because it's going to show you the exact down to the exact second, and you're going to refresh your screen right when it hits 6 o'clock Eastern time, and that's when you're going to log in. So actually, hold that thought. You're going to log into your My Disney Experience account, either the app on your phone or on the website link on your computer. You're gonna be all logged in, because that way it's gonna ask you as soon as you book dining, it's gonna ask you to log in. So if you've already logged in when the clock strikes 6, you're all set to go, and then you can go into reserving your dining. Okay, here we go. And my daughter just woke up, so I gotta make this snappy. All right, so it's only letting me book until the 17th, so I'm gonna have to do this again tomorrow. That's the one bad thing about doing a split stay. So fortunately, I can film this and whatever, because the reservations that I'm trying to make are like completely wide open, it seems like. So we have a 10:20. Not sure if I'm going to keep this Tusker House one, but we'll book it for now. Then let's get Boathouse. I'll try this. Looks like it's wide open. just out of curiosity, I'm gonna see how 19 Park Fair is doing. Oh, that's gonna be a hard one to get. So I definitely want to try to do Park Fair, but I can't book it yet for the days we want to do it. So I'm gonna have to make that my first priority when I log in tomorrow or even on Wednesday. All right, so the mass chaos that went, you can see why maybe I refilmed it. It is very stressful when you're trying to get dining reservations at 6 in the morning, you're half awake, and to try to film and do that, it was just too much. So I just decided to refilm my whole intro and outro and everything. But yeah, so basically my mishap was from my split stay, I got screwed up, and I technically the second day did not need to wake up that early. It was the third day I needed to do it. So you know, you learn something every day, and that's one of the problems when you're half awake. You're like, oh yeah, it's 60 days, I gotta get up, I gotta do this dining, and then you're like, wait, why is it not opening? So it's just a little bit crazy, but it all worked out. And to be honest, now I'm about, I think, 50-ish days, because I think I did this about 10 days ago, so I'm about 50-ish days now, and I'm still playing around with the reservations, trying to move things around, seeing what else is open. And yeah, so again, if you're still having trouble, just keep checking the website. And you know, because some days, like I decided to switch hotel, like where I am, what days, and you know, now because I did that, I'm trying to move some of my dining reservations around, but at least it kind of showed you the process of how you do it, how you book, and I hope it's helpful. All right, if you have stuck around this long, you'll remember I did promise you that I was going to give some additional tips on what you can do if you were not able to get your dining reservations the 60 days out. So there's a couple things that you can do. One thing is you could obviously, okay, so the one thing you're gonna wanna do is you do have to pay for it, although they do have a free version. Again, I am not affiliate. This is just a service I've used in the past. I really enjoy it. I've had a lot of luck with them, but there are other different companies. So just do your research. I'm sure there's some that maybe are cheaper or more expensive, but this one has worked for our family, so this is the one I prefer to use. But again, there are different companies out there soliciting the same service. So the one I like to use is called Mouse Dining. So it is a small fee you pay. There's actually a free version, and it comes with a certain number of emails that you could get notified. So basically what's going to happen is you're going to register, take all your information. Okay, so using this example, I'm logged into my my Mouse Dining. Now I am not paying for the service yet because our trip isn't for another month, and I pretty much have all of my reservations set that I want to go to. So I did not pay this month. Very easily, you could cancel it. You could just pay for a month, you could pay for 3 months, or you could pay for a year, whatever you want. It's very flexible, no commitment to stay or anything. So that being said, I'm just showing you, I'm in the free version right now, and I'm showing you what you can do. So basically, I would put my restaurant, let's say I wanted to go here. Let's say we're just looking for 2 people, and let's just make this easier. We'll just put Monday, May 13th, and we can, there's no openings, but we can set an alert. And there you go. Then when you go to your alerts, it will have them here. All of your alerts are going to be on this screen, and you're going to be able to see them. Now, because I'm in the paid version, they're only going to send you an email. I highly, highly, highly recommend just biting the bullet and paying the $9 if there's something you really want, because they will text you in the middle of the night and it'll be great. And I've had a lot of luck doing that way, so I highly recommend doing that. My experience in the past is the emails are very slow and they're slow to come to your mailbox, and maybe you're not always checking your mail. So that is why I do the paid version. Now, the good thing is it is not a year subscription. You can just pay for the month that you want to use. So if you want to wait and book it with getting closer to your trip, or let's say you want to start paying for it now, the 60-day window, and so you want to do like 2 months, that's totally cool. Also, they're very flexible, no drama cancellation policy. When you want to end it, you can end it with the paid version. Now, that's going to get, I feel like that is the more, that's the reason why you pay for the service, because the texts are going to be immediate and it's just going to be great. There's been so many times that I wake up at like 5 or 6 in the morning to go to work or on the weekend, and I happen to look at my phone and there are reservations that dropped off in the middle of the night, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And you're going to notice that with certain restaurants, people have a lot of buyer's remorse toward the the days as it gets closer. Sometimes not. Like, believe it or not, Topolino's, I don't know, it's so crazy. That one used to be such a highly coveted restaurant, and it's still, like, to me, that's by far my favorite character dining of all places. Well, who knows, maybe I'll prefer this 1900 Park Fare, but as of now, I really enjoy Topolino's. So it is very hard to get, and I tried to switch mouse dining maybe about a year ago. We tried to set different alerts, and we were not able to get like anything to open up on different days. Now, fast forward to this last trip that I went on, I put in some reservations at the last minute, and I was getting like so many alerts, and like people kept dropping them off like the day before, and I'm like, wow, what is going on? So I actually didn't even go to Topolino's myself, because I think we just had so much like trying to fit in such a short trip of like the 2 days. But yeah, so basically that's one thing you're gonna want to try. Is I highly suggest just bite the bullet. It's not that much money. I think it's like $9 maybe. Really, in the grand scheme of things, it's gonna help you get the dining reservations that you want. Now, the last option, if that doesn't work for you either, you could always try walk up. So like with the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, that's another thing. If you're not able to get that reservation, again, nothing opens up with the mouse dining. The third option for like some kind of magical extra such as Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique would be, how I've heard, is if you go right in the morning during rope drop, you're not going to want to ride, you're going to want to go right over there, and you're going to ask them if they're taking walk-up appointments, and they will allow you. It is my understanding that, I don't know if this is still like this, but I have watched other people do this. They allow a certain amount of walk-ups per day. They're going to leave those appointments open. So basically, they're going to leave those appointments open, and they're going to tell you come back at 2 or 11 or whatever. So you don't get discouraged if you're not able to get it from the Disney dining, or you're not able to get it from the mouse dining or whatever, because there is a chance even that day that you might be able to get that even from walk up for certain restaurants or magical extras. So if you made it this far, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope it gave you some tips and ideas of how, and gave you motivation to somehow plan your next Disney trip dining reservations. If we're not already friends, go ahead and hit the subscribe button right now. It really does mean the world to me. I appreciate all of my subscribers, all the likes, all the comments, all the things. It really does help support the channel, and I really, really do appreciate it. That's gonna about do it for today's video. So we'll see you in the next one, or at Disney. Thanks for watching. Bye.
I've been all around the world, every city, every place.